Hello, welcome back to the channel. The second video that I am posting today, because in case you don't know, it's Thursday, which means it's new Star Trek Day. So early on today, I of course reviewed episode 1 of season 5 of Star Trek Lower Decks. I liked it. However, this episode, Shades of Green, I'm a little conflicted on it. So, yeah, let's break it down. So, as always, again, there's an A and a B plot. The A plot centers around the Cerritos. Technically, there's an A, B, and C plot. We have the A plot, which mostly is around, Tendi and the Orion war between the Blue Orions. We have the B plot, which is obviously Mariner and Boimler down on this planet who has just recently joined the Federation. So it's them getting rid of all their, materialistic wealth to adopt the new way of no money in their society, just like the rest of, you know, every planet that's in the United Federation. Which is nice to see because we don't get to see this side of a planet joining the Federation. We just hear that they've just joined the Federation outright, and that's that. Um, like what last season when the Ferengi signed on to be a member of the Federation. Obviously, they're not going to get rid of their materialistic wealth because that's the Ferengi. They love their money. They love their latinum. And so then the C plot revolves around Rutherford and Tallinn, but it's kind of like a minuscule plot there, but it's still a C plot. So let's start with we'll start with the bit that I don't like. And kind of. And that's the fact that they wrap up Tendi being with the Orions within 2 episodes. And like I get it, there's only 10 episodes left in this season. They don't want to spend too much time with her away from the Cerritos where she belongs. But it bugs me when shows do this where they have this change and it lasts about 2 episodes before everything goes back to being the status quo. Supernatural is a key component on that. One of the things that really pissed me off when they introduced, spoiler alert for those few who aren't that far in for Supernatural, when Demon Dean became a thing in like season 11 or 12. That lasted all of like 4 episodes, and then they magically saved him. I would have preferred if that had been like a full season thing. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I would have liked it to be, maybe 3 episodes instead of just two, but that's just me. That's just me being a nitpicky bastard. Um, so yeah, the plot is we're continuing on with the war, but they both houses get called before the judicial system on Orion or something like that. I watched this episode early on in the day and I'm literally just awake from a nap. So if I forget certain things or certain names, I do apologize. But essentially, they are forced to um, race on sail barges, solar sail barges, to through this nebula to get one of the prize Orion treasures and bring it back. And so, whilst this is before this happens, Tendi discovers that her sister Davana is pregnant and hasn't been told and then because she knows because she snooped at her sister's personal log, she starts to act a bit of, acts a bit strange around her sister, trying, you know, the whole Starfleet thing of, let's not have you overexert yourself. You're carrying for two. She's trying to not let on that she knows until towards the very end, and so yeah, the Blue Orions they down our two's ship, our the crew that we've gotten to know the past two episodes. Turns out everyone but Tendi knew. Um, so that's the Erica doing that for you. Then so eventually they formulate a way to catch up, and they destroy the great treasure, thinking that, oh, because that's been now destroyed, it's a tie. We get to keep our wealth, because that's what would happen if whoever won would get the other house's wealth, and then the others would be the ones who lost would be stripped of everything. And in the end, both houses get stripped of everything. And the reason why um, Tendi wasn't told that her sister is pregnant is because the daughter is going to be the new take on Tendi's original role in their house. And in order for that to happen, Tendi would have had to stay and train her niece for 14 years. And the Erica didn't want that. She wanted Tendi to fuck off back to Starfleet. And so that's what happens. So I'm going to save the B plot. I'm just going to go straight to the C plot, because it's like that. It's over like that. So Rutherford is busy working on the store, trying to get it to work for him. Then Tallinn comes in and asks him to show her how to deal with repair the shuttle. The same shuttle that we've seen in all five seasons. Because this show takes place all five seasons roughly takes place within a year of it. So they've been slowly rebuilding. So Rutherford and Tendi have been slowly rebuilding that. And so whilst he's working on that door, she starts to work on it. And then when he comes back to it, turns out Tallinn has made it complete. She's fixed it all, which upsets Rutherford, because he was looking forward to doing that with Tendi. I am one of those people that ships Rutherford and Tendi together. I would love it to be an official thing, especially the way they were so excited to be reunited. Especially as well, last I think it was last season. Um, it was last season when Ferenginar was potentially joining the Federation. They had to fake being a married couple. There's definitely feelings there, and I am, like I said, I'm one of those people that ships Tendi and Rutherford together. And so when Tendi does come back, she just randomly shows up, scares the living fuck out of Rutherford. She's like, "Oh, I can't wait to resume working on the shuttle." And Rutherford's like, "Oh, well, I kind of need to tell you something about that. That might not be a thing." And then as soon as they go in, we see Tallinn and Guji, the good badgie, has destroyed the thing even worse than what they had it before. And I thought that was funny. I thought that was a nice way for Tallinn, because she realizes that that's something for them, that's what they've bonded over, and that's something they'd love to do. And now that it's even more fucked up, they get another shot at rebuilding it. And it was nice to see that quick cameo of Gucci. Obviously, the voice actor, we didn't hear anything from him, because probably they just didn't want to have to pay him, even if they used like an old line of dialogue, they'd have to pay the voice actor. So that's why we didn't hear it. Down on the planet, whilst all of this stuff is happening, like I said, it's cool that we're seeing a planet get rid of their wealth, and we start to become accustomed um to the way everything is, having replicators um readily on hand, so they don't have to worry about paying for things. Like there's a scene where in the Museum of Friendship that they're all standing in line, and one of them pipes up, "Wait, we don't have to pay for this. Why are we standing in line?" And so they all go rushing in. Boimler has started to grow a bit of a mustache. And he has the data pad from the other Cerritos from last episode, because he's reading up on that version of Boimler to kind of emulate him with his pointers. Instead of pointers, it's pointers, and he has two ensigns under his command, and they aren't liking his pointers whatsoever. And so Mariner convinces him to be, instead of being not fun Boimler, be fun boss Boimler. And so he gives them an hour of leave. When they go to try and find them, turns out they've been captured by the some of the people that want to stick within the capitalist society. They've already built up all this wealth and all this power, and now that there's no wealth and they have no power, they want to keep it that way. So but it's funny because he has robots that are like maids and gardeners, and they give them weapons which they don't fucking use. And then there's a gardener who the gardener robot is just absolutely funny. I really enjoyed that bit. And then when they get brought down to the brig, or to the prison cell where the two ensigns are, oh no, the ensigns are dead. And so they freak the fuck out. And they're like, oh wait, but if we go off grid, we can learn to live off of eating mud. And so they run out, and the gardener is pissed off at himself, at the robot self, because it's killed. But it turns out that these two ensigns actually listened to one of Boimler's pointers and found something that makes it look like they're dead. That induces a like effect of being dead. And I thought that was pretty funny. And then we're back, and that's it. That's the end of the episode. Like I said, I'm slightly miffed that the whole Orion thing is over this soon. I would have liked it to have lasted at least another episode, but then again, I guess it was always going to be wrapped up this quickly, that Tendi was always going to come back, because we had seen it in trailers of Tendi in Starfleet uniform on the Cerritos. So it was bound to happen eventually. Just I would have liked it to last and more than two episodes, and then everything go back to being the status quo. But hey, that's just me. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of this episode in the comments down below, and let me know what you thought of the season opener as well. And if you missed that review, it's literally the last video that I uploaded, so if you want to go check that out, please do. And subscribe for more Star Trek, because tomorrow I have another one of my scripted Star Trek Borg episode reviews, where I'm now on Scorpion parts 1 and 2. That drops 3 p.m. GMT plus 1 tomorrow. As well, I will be, now that we have Lower Decks back for the next 9 weeks, I will of course be reviewing it weekly. I'm not ready to say goodbye to Lower Decks. It's a show that it took a full season for me to start to enjoy. By season 2, I was all in. Season 1, I was a bit iffy on. It wasn't until the Titan showed up at the end of season 1. Also, I forgot to mention the fucking art style for the whole sailing part. Uh, with the Orions. That looked fucking gorgeous. Holy shit. I was looking, it's like, wow, that's massively improved. Again, that's what I love about the show, is it constantly improves the animation, the art styles, the Easter egg references, the whole shebang. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to seeing what happens for the rest of the season. What they're setting up to be the whole season long arc. And I hope that we do get a good farewell to our lower deckers. So yeah, I'll catch you all tomorrow for my Star Trek episode review of Scorpion parts 1 and 2. But I will also see you next Thursday for my episode 3 review of Star Trek Lower Decks. I've been rambling, so I'll catch you all on the next upload.